I'm the chief here of Squala First Nation on where we are today. My father is Tatluck, Larry Jimmy, and my mother is Tammy Bunner. When I was asked to come and support this movement, there's no question in my mind that this was the right thing to do. And I was so happy when this started. Those 4 women from Saskatchewan that started this movement to bring awareness about what's happening in our communities to our Indigenous people and what's being pushed through with government legislation that affects all of our people, not only as Indigenous peoples, but as Canadians. It's good to see lots of familiar faces here today. There's a number of things that we need to be aware of when we're doing these types of demonstrations. We understand and take the time to learn about what is happening out there, what bills are affecting our people, what legislation changes are affecting us as people in our communities, the future of our children, the future generations to come. But here we are standing together, united as one, for the same cause, and that's the protection of our lands, the protection of our future, and the protection of who we are as Indigenous people.
Today I marched with my young son. I wanted to bring my family with me, and I wanted him to have this experience of this march. Whenever did we have to start training our young people to be warriors so young? But today, it is happening. How do you explain to a 3-year-old boy that our land is stolen? That people tried to snuff us out, take away our language and our culture, and that mommy and daddy had to have their children taken away. people. But we're still standing here today because some of our ancestors and our elders were never idle.
One thing that this Idle No More has been doing is bringing us together in unity. And Chief Jimmy mentioned it, that we have to put aside all differences. And I think I'd like to really thank Robert for bringing this together today, because what he's done is put aside all differences for the better of our people. And that's the biggest message that we have to send out. You take a look around and look at how many non-Indigenous people are here today. The government is paying attention to us. We want them to pay attention. What you have to do is, like Inez said, go home and teach your own people, our people, the traditions, our songs, our ways. And the winter time is the time to do that. But what you really have to do is develop allies. So I'd like to thank our allies for coming out today and supporting us. Yes. So after we go home, take the time to educate yourself, like Chief Jimmy said, about Bill C-45, what it means to us as Indigenous people. Take your time, like Inez said, to educate yourself about the long-term transgenerational effects of colonization, because we're still dealing with that. And take your time to educate your neighbors, your non-Indigenous neighbors, because they're the ones that we have to develop. See, the government's taking a look right now, and they're just seeing gatherings like this. And there may be 600 gatherings going across the country today, but they're not paying enough attention. So from here we develop our allies, in my opinion, continue on with the peaceful marches and education of our non-Indigenous neighbors. You got to be political every day from here on in.
Every one of us, no matter the color of your skin, the history of your family, your ancestry, you're a leader. You are a leader. You influence others. You make them think with your words and with your actions. You, with asking a question, can help them, make them think about things that they've not thought about before. The other thing that came to me is that every one of us has a responsibility for the land on which we live. Every one of us shares a responsibility to speak up for the land, to speak up for the water, to speak up for the fin, the wing, the four-legged, all of those gifts from the Creator that were put here to help take care of us. Every one of us has that responsibility. Sometimes governments lose sight of why they're there. Sometimes governments get consumed with the almighty dollar. It's your job to learn what your gift and your purpose is. And we can do that together. We need everyone. Yes, sir.
We have to stand up for what is ours. Our dear elder asks us to move forward in a way that doesn't hurt others, that doesn't hurt ourselves. The only way I know how that works is from our teachings. We carry responsibility to move forward. We have to do that with humility, humbleness. We're born with that promise to be humble. Nobody's better than anybody else. We're born to love. Another responsibility of ours We're born to share. We're born to give. Not to think everything is mine, but to give more than you take. We have another responsibility that we're born to. It's a promise. And that's to look after what is ours. Listen to your women. Listen to your mothers. Listen to your aunties. Listen to your grandmas. And most importantly, listen to the next generation. Asia.
Shares a responsibility to speak up for the land.